Hello, my dear students. Myself, Dr. Sanjay Chavda, Faculty of Law and Governance, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University. This session is related to functional accounting for BCom LLB 6th semester, and this is first session related to accounts from incomplete records. My dear students, accounts from incomplete records. What is accounts from incomplete records? When proper records or full records are not maintained, that is incomplete records. That is known as incomplete records. As we read earlier in our basic, that there are three types of accounting, systems of accounting, three systems: single entry system, double entry system of accounting, and Bahis. As we know that all the accounts are based on double entry system of accounting, where both debit and credits are maintained. But in case of single entry, where debit and credit rules are not followed, and accounts from incomplete record, this is also known as accounts from single entry system. And Bahis, as we discussed or as we know, that it is traditional method which is still in use, but in our accounting purpose in modern time we will discuss about single entry system and double entry system of accounting. Under single entry system of accounting, if proper books of accounts are not maintained, if transactions are not recorded as per like double entry, where both the aspects of transactions are not recorded, then how a firm used to calculate its profit, or how a firm used to know about its financial position? My dear students, usually in case of single entry system of accounting or accounts from incomplete records, it is maintained by small shopkeepers, small traders. They like even a pan shop or a chart stall or is any small businessman, they also used to calculate their profit. While they don't have accounting knowledge, they don't have proper knowledge of double entry system of accounting, but even then they used to run their business and they also used to calculate their profit or losses. Because under single entry system of accounting, under incomplete record of accounting, they used to maintain three accounts or three books, that is cash book, debtors account, and creditors account. Cash book to record all the receipts and payments of cash, they know their cash position. Debtors account means to know their debtors, to whom they are selling goods on credit, because they have to realize amount from them, so they used to maintain their debtors account. And creditors account means from whom they have purchased on credit, because they will have to pay them sooner or later. So usually they used to maintain three accounts, three books: cash book, debtors account, and creditors account. Now in cash book, they used to record all the receipts and payments of cash, all the expenses, whether these are of capital nature or of revenue nature. Capital nature means whether it is purchase of assets or making fixed expenses or day-to-day running of business expenses, that they used to write in the expense side. And in receipt side, whatever amount, whatever case comes in, that used to write in the receipt side of cash book. Debtors account, as I said, to know how much they will have to collect from the debtors against credit sale, and creditors how much they have to pay against credit purchases. So these small businessmen also, they also want to know their profit. So how they used to calculate their profit? So my dear students, what they used to do in case of accounts from incomplete records, they used to maintain statement of affairs. Statement of affairs means it is just like a balance sheet, but it is not balance sheet. It is just like balance sheet where they used to keep record of assets and liabilities. Why it is not balance sheet? Why it is a statement of affairs? Because in case of balance sheet, we know that it satisfies our accounting equation, that is L plus C equal to A, liabilities plus capital is equal to assets. Where automatically our both sides will tally. But in case of a statement of affairs, it will not tally. It doesn't satisfy accounting equation L plus C equal to A. Rather, here we used to calculate A minus L is equal to C. Here we will write all our opening assets, we will write our all opening liabilities, and then difference we will write as opening capital. That is opening statement of affairs. Similarly, we used to prepare closing statement of affairs. That is at the end of the year, at the end of the accounting year, we will prepare another statement of affairs where we will write all the assets as on 31st March. That is at the end of the year. We will write all the liabilities and difference will be our closing capital, that will be balancing figure. So now we have two statement of affairs. One opening statement of affairs, that is on 1st April, that is on the beginning of the accounting year. One statement of affairs on 31st March, that is at the end of the accounting year. Now what we will do, that from closing capital, in closing capital and in opening capital, by the help of these two capitals we will calculate our profit or loss and by preparing ascertainment of profit and loss account. So in that ascertainment or in that statement we will write closing capital, which we have calculated from the closing statement of affairs. So I'll write closing capital, and in that closing capital we will add drawings during the year. Drawings means the amount withdrawn by the proprietor or the owner from the business. If that drawing had not been drawn, naturally our closing capital was supposed to be more. So that is why, as that drawing is from the capital itself, so we'll add back that drawing to know our profit. So now in that ascertainment of profit, we have closing capital which we have prepared, which we came to know from statement of affairs, closing statement of affairs, and in that closing statement of affairs capital, now we'll add drawings in our settlement of profit and loss account. Now from these two, that is closing capital plus drawings, now from this we will minus fresh capital introduced if any. So we'll minus if proprietor has introduced any more capital during the year, because that is just like our opening capital, or that is just like amount invested into business. So that capital will minus from that closing capital plus drawing. And then we will minus what capital, opening capital was there in our opening statement of affairs, which we have calculated by preparing opening statement of affairs as on 1st April. So now closing capital, add drawings, less fresh capital introduced if any, less opening capital, then our result will be, if we have anything surplus, it will be profit. If it is coming in deficit minus, then it is a loss during the year. So in this way, how profit or loss is ascertained in case of accounts from incomplete records. Now question is, can we prepare final account, that is based on double interest system? Can we prepare a final account? Now to know or to prepare final account, we must know how to convert single interest system into double entry system. So for that we need to know our credit purchase, credit sales, and whatever other items required, because all cash transactions we have in our cash book. Assets and liabilities we know. Now in conversion of single entry into double entry, we must prepare memorandum debtors account and memorandum creditors account. In debtors account, we will start with opening balance of debtors in the debit side, and in credit side last entry by balance carried down, that is closing balance of debtors. If we have sold anything to them on credit, that will increase our debtors, so in debit side. Whatever items will increase our debtors will write in the debit side. Whatever items will decrease our debtors will write in the credit side, like cash received from debtors, then discount allowed to debtors. So actually the debtors account is prepared to know some missing informations like cash received from debtors, or credit sales to debtors, or opening balance of debtors, or opening balance of creditors. In similar way, we will prepare creditors account. It starts with the opening balance credit side and closing balance debit side, and then whatever amount, whatever items will increase creditors, that will write in the credit side of creditors account, and whatever items will reduce creditors, that will write in debit side. This creditor account is usually prepared to know credit sales or cash received from creditors, cash paid to creditors, or opening balance or closing balance of creditors. So now, if we know this much, then we can prepare final account. So in final account, we want to know, we will have to write in trading account opening stock. Yes, we have in our opening statement of affairs, closing stock in closing statement of affairs, cash sale in cash book, credit sale from debtors account, cash purchase from cash book, credit purchase from creditors account, and then we can find out our gross profit. Then in profit and loss account, we have gross profit now, and all the business expenses or office related expenses which are there in our cash book, we write in profit and loss account. So that will give net profit. Now we know net profit also. Now we have opening capital. In that opening capital, we will add net profit. We will minus drawing if any. That will be our closing capital. And then other items of balance sheets are there in the closing statement of affairs, our assets and liabilities. So in that way we can prepare final account from incomplete record by converting into the system. And as usual, like in case if there is any other adjustments, as we know or as you prepared in our final account, if any other adjustments are there, then we'll do accordingly, like how we used to do in our final account, like depreciation on assets or prepaid expenses or outstanding expenses. So if there is any depreciation, then we'll minus from assets and we'll write in profit and loss account. If there is any outstanding expenses, we'll add in our profit and loss account, or in trading on wherever it is, and then we'll write as in liability side. If there is any prepaid expenses, we'll minus from the expenses from trading or profit and loss account, and we'll writing asset side prepaid and closing stock, as we know. So in this way, we can prepare our final account also from incomplete records. But again, I am reminding you, very important aspect is that in single interest system of accounting or in accounts from incomplete record, we have three accounts: cash book, debtors account, and creditors account. So debtors account, why we are preparing, creditors account, why we are preparing, and then cash book. And in the similar way of cash debtors account and creditors account, even we can prepare the receivable and bills payable account also, and their balance we can adjust in debtors or creditors respectively as required. So my dear students, this is how we can prepare or how we can know profit from incomplete records. I hope this is clear to you, and this even a layman, even a man without accounting knowledge can know profit or loss by help of single interest system. So my dear students, I hope you will go through this lecture again, and no doubt gradually or later on we'll do practical also. This is very, very important. It will help each and every businessman to know their profit or loss. So I am sure this is very much clear to you, and from this chapter even you can prepare your theory also. What is incomplete record of accounts, how accounts from incomplete records are converted into double entry, or how profit or loss, how final account is prepared from single interest statement. I hope this suffices your purpose for this session. This is first session from Functional Accounting Unit 1. All the best.